events over the last year, and we've had quite a few of them. So for him, it's a new record at least to get to this grand final. We'll see what he's capable of here. I think now is the best chance he's ever had to take games from TheViper, I believe, after his insane amount of hours put into Age of Empires 2 over the last year. I do want to say, though, I'm going to make a very bold prediction here, and I'll let you guys into a little secret. I predict that a Norwegian will win this tournament.
No way.
I know. I mean, I know it's a bit out there, but I'm saying it, man. I'm saying it.
And a Norwegian that is playing Mayans on the first map?
Possibly, because our first map, a fortress, will be a Mayan War, a classic Regicide Fortress on mines. This is such an old school matchup, and I'm excited to see how MbL approaches this, because I would say Viper is well favored in this matchup. But let's not waffle on any longer. Let's actually jump into our grand finals, get this started. If you're ready, Nupford, I'll count us down.
I'm ready.
In 3, 2, 1, go. And here we are, everybody. Welcome to the grand finals of the Escape Gaming Masters Regicide Edition. We are here with Viper versus MbL, a best of 5 to determine who will take it all, who will get the crown, who will get the glory. Will it be the Viper? Will it be MbL? Will it be a Norwegian player? Who knows? Nupford is joining me once again for this best of 5 final, and I'll let you introduce the players and talk about this map.
In the north, we have the big favorite coming out of the winner bracket. It is with Mayans here in a mirror matchup, the Viper. And in the south, we have kind of the surprise finalist here. Purple Mayan player, MbL. And yeah, let's take a look at the maps. Let's take a look at the gold placements. And most importantly, in Mayans War at the hills. Zach.
Yeah, so Regicide Fortress, Mayan War, it is an absolute classic. It's something that we've seen countless times in the past. It's an old favorite. Chris and Doubt would just play this on repeat, it seemed, for years. And Viper has always been a player that's been very good with the Mayans. And I think for me, one of the standout sort of maps of Viper is like Ghost Lake Mayans. Like that, those two things to me sort of characterize the Viper in the last 2 years, let's say. Always been an incredibly strong player in that situation. Obviously, Regicide start, meaning that they do start with those additional resources, a little bit less stone, no gold for Loom. And as you said, let's take a look at the map. Let's talk about Viper's map first of all. We can see that he has got this gold in the north, which is quite nice because he can actually wall off the left side of his map, and he has the safe stone and gold there. His main gold, meanwhile, inside of his walls, should be safe from any harassment of any plumed archers on the outside for at least the early Castle Age, and the stone safe tucked away in the back as well.
Yeah, looks like a super safe map. If he somehow is scouting it correctly and maybe even building his market and blacksmith very far to the left-hand side, he is safe or like blocking off all the paths to his resources. Could be a beautiful map for him. His main goal spot may be a bit more exposed, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see him building a defensive TC over there.
Yeah, and across the, I want to say pond, but there is no pond, across the other side of the map, we have MbL's map, which again, I think this is a really nice map for both players, really. I'd say MbL's looks maybe even a little better. He has got the gold, obviously, behind his castle, which is a blessing and a curse. It's very safe, but it's also very hard to saturate the right side. But if we cast our eyes to the left, we see a second and third gold. Very easy to defend here. It's just a perfect natural wall with these cliffs. He can use them to wall up and basically secure all of the left side of his base. I like it a lot for both players here. I do think MbL's main stone is maybe a little forward, but other than that, I'd say both players are looking relatively even. And in the center of the map, it's completely flat.
Well, technically yes, but as we all know, cliffs are actually functioning as hills as well. And therefore MbL, if we are fighting in that hilly area or in that cliffy area, would need to fight uphill at all times, which could be tricky. So now the big question is, will he try to build all his stuff and all his castles on the left-hand side hill, trying to defend his 2 castles, or on the right-hand side hill, maybe contesting for the extra gold spots and protecting his main stone spot? A really tough decision, and I wouldn't know what I would do.
We'll have to wait and see. Time will tell as MbL reaches the feudal age here, and he goes up to the feudal age with 2 less villagers than the Viper. Speed is definitely a factor for MbL here as he throws down his market, and he is preparing himself for that castle age upgrade. We see Viper, on the other hand, still upgrading to the feudal age. He'll obviously drop down a blacksmith and a market as well. And Viper nearly losing his Eagle Scout there, actually, with 5 health remaining. So I guess we have to ask the question as well, how much of a boom will these guys go for? It's not uncommon to see 3 or 4 TCs being built and a very boom style, which is something we've seen a lot from MbL so far this tournament. But sometimes it can be nice to see some early aggression mid-game, mid-castle age. Players coming forward with some siege, some monks, and trying to pressure their opponent and maintain map control through to the Imperial age.
Okay, small question. Some people complaining, oh, Eagle Warrior going down, and MbL actually saving his. Sick.
Oh, yeah, he should be able to juke the tower. You want to say about team colors?
Yeah, some people were complaining if we want to change it. I think first game, minute 8, kind of makes sense if we want to decide that now.
Yep, Viper in blue, MbL in red.
Viper in blue, MbL in red. Change that as well, and let's keep it that way for the whole series.
Okay.
Now the Viper sending 3 villagers on stone. They will all drop off 10 stone. 1 will go to wood, 2 will go for another round of stone to collect 50 in total, and then he will add 2 extra TCs. 5 on gold on the side of MbL, 4 on gold for the Viper. Both will build at least some plume dodgers.
Yeah, and the reason for team colors is because red and purple are very difficult to distinguish when they're fighting together, whereas obviously red and blue is a lot easier to see.
MbL, middle of the map.
Palisade walling up. He's making a piece of art. It's
Is he trying to write something?
maybe. He's been such
GG.
a troll this tournament.
MbL is writing GG.
Is he? That doesn't look like GG to me.
It is.
Are you sure that's a G and a G? I mean, it's not even symmetrical.
Yeah, now he fixed it. 9:55.
Well, if oh wait, I see. I have to switch to his point of view, but then it switches the colors over. He actually did write GG. He just didn't build all the palisades. Okay.
Yeah.
MbL.
Okay, let's go back to the Viper.
Well,
then
is he calling GG, or is he saying it's gonna be a GG and I'm gonna win?
Don't ask me. He will start with an aggressive workshop. #MbL things.
Yeah.
And
there you go.
It's not like it's an important tournament. It's just a fun, casual game. No one watching.
Yeah.
He's just sitting at home. His dog barking out of happiness. GG, woof woof. And
Yeah, well, he had a villager forward, and he was waiting for the villager to get the siege workshop. He had nothing better to do. But I have to say, I like this from MbL. I like that he's coming forward with the siege workshop, and I did say a moment ago, it's interesting to see that sort of aggression coming through. So we'll see that. We may see a monastery as well, but I think just the siege and the plumes should be enough. It's only a matter of time until Viper scouts it with his own plumes. Meanwhile, Viper adding a TC in the back and a TC on the right side for his gold. And MbL is already looking to get aggressive here, nice and early. The problem with team colors is that when I switch player perspective, it flips over. Does that happen to you as well?
Yeah, on a platform that we don't want to mention.
No, we can.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
2 villagers down. Very nice.
Switch up. And let's switch into MbL again. I think we can stay on purple and red, but I'm not 100% sure what we want to do. You have to decide. But I can tell you, MbL didn't scout anything again except this small front wall here.
Okay, looking at his scouting, yeah, it's very little vision from MbL.
So it's again a complete blind strategy. I'm trying to go for it, and luckily he finds 2 villager kills. but yeah, I don't really see that being too efficient. In the tower on the left-hand side, the Viper will build a defensive siege workshop. So, MbL.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, will Viper get anything done with those plumes that are looping around the back? I doubt it. I just want to say, for the record, I have nothing against Voobly. I don't mind saying Voobly, and I've always said that Voobly has been a better place to play Age of Empires. But I'm also honest about the fact that we can't stream Warlord Kingdoms there because their rules prohibit it. So that's just the way it is, and I have nothing against them or anything like that. But anyway.
The Viper running around with some plumed archers, trying to find some damage. He obviously will have the boom advantage, 2 extra TCs. MbL only now adding his first one. And yeah, let's see if the Viper can defend with some mangonels, or if maybe MbL, especially with fletching, can do some damage.
All right, he's going to break through, and Viper is ready and waiting. He's just saying, hey, come into my base, enter please, and I will take you. But I think that MbL will struggle to do he's going to have to out-micro Viper's Mangonel here to be able to have a chance, and that just isn't happening. Oof. Viper can go back and repair.
Yeah, and look at that. He had 2 spots to enter. One in a very tight area between 2 big forests, and the other one in between one of those forests and the mill. So he cannot really pass there and try to do some Mangonel dance. It's just a horrible spot to attack.
Yeah, it really is. He can't go to the left because the towers, obviously. Viper can just put some plumes in there and the Mangonels would be in trouble. So he's tried this aggression. He's forced Viper to defend with a couple of Mangonels, and Viper now has this much larger economy well, I say much larger. He's got 3 extra villagers, but he does have the 3rd TC up, so he should be accelerating away from MbL in villager count.
And look at that. 1 TC, even 5 villagers queued up there. MbL desperately needs that 3rd TC. Let's take a look. Maybe big Mangonel shot.
Very close. He did get a little bit of damage there, but Viper already has more military out. He's going to micro his way up the hill. He'll focus down on the plumes. So this is some nice Viper micro right here. This is what the Viper does. He'll stay close to the Mangonel, he'll focus down the plumes, and then he'll clean up the Mangonel when the plumes are dead. Very well played. Good trade. And so far, MbL's aggression has been shut down. And it looks like MbL, really not the micro god that we were hoping for there on the right side.
It was a tough spot. Heavily outnumbered. Get the first shot off. And yeah, then the Viper could go for the good kill. I think not much more that MbL could do. Maybe save his plumes a bit earlier because he knew he would take heavy losses. But he was trying to go for some ground attacks and some kills. But the Viper, super aware.
Of course, keeping within the minimum range of the Mangonel. Yeah, I would have laughed there if Viper had killed the wolf. But he is going to get something perhaps on this right side. MbL running back with his monk now, seeing that he would have run into his death. Viper, of course, will see the monastery. And so far, Viper has no monastery. So he might be considering adding one in now and grabbing some relics while he has great map control. But he's also being a bit of a nuisance because MbL's being a little delayed. He might not even get that monk into the monastery. Can he get it? Can he get it? Yeah, he'll get it.
And the Viper, 3 TCs against MbL, obviously heavily ahead in villager count. Oh, wait.
What?
The Viper is actually behind in villagers.
I presume idle time?
Well, he's going for wheelbarrow, is adding a 4th TC, but yeah, that is kind of surprising, right?
Yeah, that's very surprising. MbL is on 3 TCs now. He did add the 3rd TC just a moment ago. But that shouldn't have been enough to give him a huge edge like that. Why is Viper behind by 5 vills? Now, obviously, wheelbarrow is the same amount of time as 3 villagers. But even still, he would be behind. And, wow.
What? Wait, what?
MbL just calls GG. Interesting. Well, okay then. Let's have a quick summary of that game. I think MbL thinks he's further behind than he is. I think he thinks, okay, I've lost map control. My 3rd TC was late. It's over. Whatever. I think that he doesn't realize he's actually ahead in Vils, and he's actually in an okay position.
Well, well, okay. So the Viper was clearing up the siege workshop at the front. He had some mangonels, and yes, MbL was probably under a lot of pressure, but still, he had the chance to hold the hill, build a siege workshop. He had enough resources. He had 3 TCs. Maybe he thought he was further behind. Yeah, points looked horrible for him
Yeah, the
again.
points did look really bad. There was a 1,000-point difference between them.
Yeah, but that's like, again, 40%, like 400 points are only scouting again. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
KD was horrible for MbL, but still, I would say way too early. And it's just like, is this a mental thing?
Yeah.
Starting with a troll GG, going for a blind strategy, resigning too early.
Do you
What
think
was
he's
going on here?
intimidated? Maybe a little bit intimidated. Maybe, he's like, maybe he gave up a little bit too easily. But either way, I mean, let's have a look at the actual resources collected. Obviously, Viper was ahead across the board because he had the larger villager count for longer. But with MbL overtaking him in the end, he probably would have caught up a little bit in villager count. And maybe he was just concerned that he was losing too many plumes and he wouldn't have a realistic way to catch up. I'm a little bit surprised still. I think it was too early.
Well, it still was 2 mangonels out against a guy who doesn't have a seed, but still 1 mangonel. I think, yeah, he needed some good mangonel shots to stay in it, encapsulate, but still, as I said, hill control, his map was very tight. He already had a relic, so some control there. Plumed archers out, fletching researched, so there was a lot of possibilities to defend.
Yeah. Do you believe that MbL would have caught up to Viper economically there, with being ahead in villages like that? It wasn't much. It was like 5 villages extra.
Yeah, I think it would have been pretty even. I think the Viper would have pulled ahead actually because MbL needed to invest a lot into defending there. Couldn't add more farms, needed to go for mangonels now. So I think the Viper had a good advantage there and even economically in like 2-3 minutes. But yeah, that was way too early.
Yeah. Okay, well, with that game out of the way, we're going to jump into game number 2. Let's not waste any time. Oh, wow. It's Water Nomad. That's Viper's home map. I'm surprised to see Water Nomad coming up so much, because a lot of people have been saying, oh, this is such a gimmicky map. But the players are actually picking this map over the other maps because it allows them to play an interesting or different game, right?
I think they're picking it because it's against MbL. And he is known to be more of a one-trick pony, very land-based, very land-focused, isn't performing too well on other maps. So they are trying to pick especially against him. And that was a strategy of Doubt,
right,
of Tattoo, and now of Viper.
So this is Viper's home map for game 2. We will have a look at the draft in just a moment. If you're ready with the link, I can paste it in and we can go.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, draft. And here we go. For game 2, this is Water Nomad. And it's MbL versus Viper. Obviously, Viper renaming himself here as Jordan fan number 1. Just to add confusion, of course.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Okay. MbL doesn't want to lose against Berbers again, as it seems.
Yes, banning the Berbers, making sure that there's no movement speed bonus on the side of Viper, and that's a smart choice. I find it interesting to see how Civ bans and picks develop over time. I do feel like players adapt once they sort of learn the ins and outs of certain Civs on certain maps. So let's see. Vikings gone for Viper. Vikings for both, in fact. Malay being banned by MbL. Italians being banned by Viper there. I think Malays and Malians as well. Yeah, okay. So maybe we'll see Malians from MbL here?
Yeah, looks like it. That was like the strategy he always played. So makes a lot of sense.
And then Viper can't go for Berbers, Malay, or Malians. Or that Chinese. Leaves him with Italians or Chinese maybe, yeah.
Oh, Italians, obviously, yeah. His first ban, yeah, makes the most.
There you go. All right, so Malians, Italians. The first time we're seeing Italians on this map. We'll talk about that a little bit more once the game actually starts. I'm going to load it up, and we'll get this one going in just a moment. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, by the way. Much appreciated. And I just want to let you know that the announcement post from Robo has been uploaded now. So Master and Apprentices coming up on Saturday the 9th of December on this channel at 18 GMT. The link to the information is in the Twitch chat. It's a one-day event, and it's where Viper and Doubt both head up their own team of a variety of skill levels. They are the masters, and of course they take their apprentices under their wings. So links in the chat for that. I've just spammed it a couple of times, but we are going to get our next game going right now. If you're ready, Nilly, I'll count us down.
I'm ready.
Perfect. In 3, 2, 1, go. And for everybody on the stream, we are here in game number 2 of the best of 5 grand final between the Viper and MbL. It's Viper's home map once again. It is Water Nomad. And this is a map which we saw MbL beat Tato, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, that happened, right? Am I going crazy? Or was it Doubt? He beat Doubt.
MbL beat Doubt, yeah, exactly.
He beat Doubt on this map.
Oh boy, let's compare dog sports immediately. What are we looking for in TC spots? I mean, we want to have access to wood and gold.
Indeed.
Viper, check. MbL,
not check.
Oh.
Well,
and look at MbL's king again. He's still at home and scouting his own base.
Maybe he's looking for these buffalo, but I agree. I mean, his gold is now exposed, but it is behind. There is a wall. If you look at the wall of trees where the gold sits behind, so maybe it's not too bad.
No, it's accessible. 2 tiles.
I want to look on the bright side of life.
If you want, well, if you're an MbL fan, but
no, that's not true. I'm just saying it's.
Okay, just compare the scouting again. MbL has very little idea what the Viper's map is looking like. In fact, 0. On the other side, the Viper already scouted the dog, the gold spot, scouted completely the back of his own base, and yeah, just looking so much stronger.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, looking at the minimap with Fog of War shows a huge difference in scouting. Viper sending his king way out in the open, but it's relatively safe as long as he doesn't run into the enemy's TC and he pays close attention, which shouldn't happen because obviously the king has such line of sight anyway. Should be able to avoid the town center. But yeah, MbL straight up to feudal age. He's doing the same strategy once again, which is to go for an incredibly fast feudal time and try and get the aggression going from as soon as or as early as possible. But yeah, I mean, MbL even taking the gold on the front here. Why would he take that gold and not the one behind? That's the question.
I'm not 100% sure if he scouted it, and yeah, that's the only thing.
Well, he certainly hasn't scouted the Viper, and that's a problem.
Yeah, and he's just running around, and obviously now he cannot really commit so far with his king. And if he just randomly clicks it into, the dark area, he could lose his king, and we could see even a shorter game than Bacti and I can deliver.
Maybe. Bacti, I think, has the record for the shortest game yet, with his king being killed to the castle. Yours was a little bit longer, so you don't have to worry. You haven't taken the
MbL's king.
No.
MbL's king.
Are you some kind of a prophet?
Don't tell me this happening.
No,
don't tell me this is happening.
He's paying attention.
He needs to microback. Okay.
He's paying attention. This is what I'm saying. Like, players should be paying very close attention to their king when they're in the danger zone.
Agreed. And MbL, starting off with wheelbarrow.
What? Whoa! No! Yeah. He's been walled in.
No!
And there you go. Viper will batter that king down with a single villager. And I can't remember exactly Bacti's time for a loss. Is this a new record? Oh, can he get a ship over there in time? Can he get the fire galley in time? I don't think he can. It's GG.
Well, the Viper just needs to build demo as well.
Oh
Sick.
my gosh. Poor MbL. I mean, way to go.
Oh my god.
Viper too fast. Viper's just too fast. There you go. Just can we have a moment of silence for MbL? Just think about what happened there. But yeah, there you go. He goes down in game 2 in 5 minutes and 53 seconds. We did get the king shenanigans. We knew it was going to happen at some point.
Oh, God.
It did happen, and it just so happens that it's here in the grand final. So maybe your prediction of a 3-0 Viper victory is was certainly in line at the moment.
Just I feel like I watched the game already. I said at the start, you need to send your king to have more intel, and yeah, that's something he didn't do. That's something he never did in the games. And what an incredible quick ball there by the Viper, and yeah, it's true masterpiece again.
Well, you didn't actually see this game beforehand because obviously you literally just got the record like before, but your senses were tingling there. You were like, something's gonna go wrong. I can just feel it. Someone in the chat's asking if you gave MbL private lessons. Maybe.
Not funny.
Stings a bit, doesn't it? But okay. Yeah. There you go. Next map, Metropolis. Another map which we haven't seen so far this tournament. It's 2-0 to the Viper now, as obviously MbL is in a little bit of a pickle. He, yeah, just a little bit. But I love this next map. This next map is absolutely crazy. And we will get into this in just a moment. I think, in fact, it's mirror civs for this one. So yeah, it is mirror civs, so we don't have to do the civ draft. We can jump straight into game number 3, and this might be the third and final game at this rate. We'll see if MbL can pull something out here and get himself back into the running for this grand final. Are you ready, Numpford, for game 3?
I am.
In 3, 2, 1, go, and here we are. Our third game in our best-of-5 final between the Viper and MbL. It could be the final game if Viper gets the victory here, as he only needs 3 to take it. MbL, of course, would be pretty disappointed to go out so quickly after that last game. Was a real disappointment for him, I'm sure. Metropolis is the map. It is insane. There are 3 TCs for both players, 3 castles for both players. There's even 3 kings for both players, and I've heard about 3 kings before, but the only gifts that are going to be received this time are certainly not going to be the pleasant kind, as both players will be trying to kill each other, and it will not be pretty. Viper in the south in the yellow, playing as the Byzantines, MbL in the north as the Byzantines as well. Nupford, talk us through your thoughts about the opening here.
Yeah, okay, like one thing we need to mention at the start, you're starting with 3 kings, and to be defeated, you need to lose all 3 kings. So losing 1 king due to scouting isn't the big problem here. Metropolis, obviously, based around the standard Mediterranean map, so fishing in the middle is quite nice.
Well, Viper's going to lose 1 king. Oh, 20 health. Yeah, he's going to lose that king. On the right side, just to interrupt you there, sorry.
As we said, shouldn't be the most important thing. MbL actually not scouting with any of the kings, really. Therefore, again, not having a lot of map control, and not 100% sure if MbL now thinks, okay, I won the game, or, well, the Viper... What is the Viper
Why would
doing?
he not kill the king anyway? Just on the off chance that it somehow defeats him.
Well, he hopes that he has 1 less pop.
Maybe, but I don't think that's something to be too concerned about. They already have 85 population headroom. They already have 53 and 52 population each. Why is MbL scared of killing the king? I don't know, but he has walled it in, so maybe he's saving that for later.
Okay, he shouldn't overshop them. Oh,
I mean, imagine if it actually turned out that you actually only needed to kill 1 king to get the win. How bad would that feel? But I'm pretty sure that isn't the case anyway.
Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think like we played one community game where I lost a king and wasn't defeated.
Yeah,
So
I'm certain it's not that way, but yeah.
okay, now he's even chopping there with 2 villagers. Is he trying to free that king again? Maybe he's playing with the feelings of the Viper now.
Maybe, maybe. So we have to keep a close eye on the Kings, but really, already, Viper with like a 300 score lead. How is that even possible, you might be asking? Probably because he's got 2 docks, and he's fishing, 3 docks even. And MbL is not fishing at all.
Just put Fog of War on and take a look at the map control again.
Yeah, MbL hasn't even moved his Kings. Look at his TCs, all 3 Kings, basically. Oh, he's moved this one now, and this one. But before, like, he hadn't moved his Kings. He's put them in the castles now. He's not bothered about scouting.
Yeah, that's just so slow.
Oh, what's
Like,
going on there?
He should have the macro potential there to just randomly click them around. But, oh, let's take a look. The Viper's coming in with 3 scouts, but should be running into 1 castle of MbL here. Well, he's coming back.
He's chopped out the king on the left side, by the way. And he's just standing there on 5 health. I mean, why not kill it?
So weird.
I don't know.
So
Anyway,
weird.
yeah, this castle for MbL on the left side is pretty nice. Obviously, the 3 scouts of Viper, when he hits the feudal age, he already has a raiding party here. He's probably waiting for the feudal age before sending them in. MbL has the same plan. 3 scouts on the left side from him. See if he can actually bait Viper into the castle here. That would be nice. The first scout there just styling as he heads over, and he's not patrolling, so Viper's actually going to lock on, and MbL's out of position to really take this now because Viper will get feudal age first. Can MbL pull him back into the castle and bait that? That would be interesting. But either way, at this point, Viper already has 11 more additional population. He has a lot of fish on the water, and that is really bolstering his food economy. He's already got an extra 100 food in the bank, and that will continue to rise as those fishing ships work overtime for Viper here.
Yeah, MbL, 5 villagers ahead actually, but simply not having a single fishing ship still means the Viper over 10 pop ahead. Only now MbL is adding a dock. I would say a bit too late for my taste.
Yeah, I agree with that, and maybe his plan is to try and take some water once he hits feudal, but I agree it's too late, and oh, Viper's escaped with his king on the right side as well. He's probably laughing to himself about that. There you go, Viper will indeed run into the castle there, taking a huge amount of damage on the scouts, and that raiding party will be a party no more. Nice trick by MbL there to jump into the castle. That was very nice, to jump in and jump out the other side. A little bit of a shortcut, of course, and those scouts from Viper won't be too much of a problem anymore. On the right side, Viper's starting to wall up a little bit here, and it's very wise to try and wall your flanks off, or at least wall one flank off, while you are in the early feudal age and you're making the first boats on the water and working your way to castle. But interestingly enough, it's MbL who's closest. Oh, sorry, never mind. It's Viper's already clicked up to castle, but MbL will click up in just a moment.
And MbL will build a tower on that right-hand side, so that wall will not finish, and then we will see how the players are playing it out. Obviously, having 3 castles means feudal aggression has no real value here, and castle age aggression not really as well, because they will reach castle age with roughly 90 to 100 pop, and yeah, especially because you have a castle and Byzantines. Cheaper Imperial Age means you can basically click up instantly to Imp.
Yeah, to Imp as well. It's like, I mean, look at this. Like, Imperial Age will probably be coming in around the 12-minute mark or something ridiculous like that. MbL has more villagers, actually, but he is down by 19 fish. He's continuing to build towers on the right side. I'm not sure if he's just trying to do this to prevent the wall off. Do you think that's the motive?
I'm not really sure. Well, there is 1 big gold spot, 3 stone spots, so I can see some merit in tower rushing there, but it's just not really efficient. And you need to think about more than like only the efficiency when it comes to controlling resources, but also like your development. If the Viper is like not focusing on that, yeah, he accepts to lose some ground, but transitions into Imp a solid 30 seconds earlier. That's a trade he will absolutely take.
For sure. So I'm wondering now what the army composition, what are you thinking that we're going to see here? Obviously, both players start with 3 castles. They have a lot of options. I think we'd expect to see gunpowder, right? And the kind of standard sort of late game gunpowder compositions like Haubs, hand cannons, and some bombards as well.
Think about that. You have 3 times the gold, 3 times the stone as well around all your TCs. You already have castles, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see someone go onto Cavaliers, maybe Paladins, or maybe even Cataphracts. But yeah, as we can see, the Viper even going for a bigger boom. He's at 90 villagers and adding 2 more TCs.
3 TCs. He's going for an even bigger batter boom here at the back. Yeah, he already has 90 vills. It's not like he needs a huge amount of more, villagers at this stage of the game, but if you can get there a little faster, then why not? Also, I guess it's a safe haven. They can hop in if they get raided at all. But yeah, I don't think that that Cataphract make a lot of sense. They're easily countered, and they don't make the better raiding units. Maybe Cavalier Paladin for the early push. But in fact, as I say that, MbL is making a single Cataphract on the right side, and a couple of petards as well. So it looks like he wants to bust through this wall here. Unbeknown to him, there is already a hole in the wall. The bust is not needed, actually, but the petards are coming anyway.
And he actually sees that it's open. That's a bit weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The tower has enough vision.
He just assumes Viper wouldn't leave a hole. Surely not.
Yeah, and now the question is indeed, what are they going for? The Viper seems like he didn't decide yet. Army count for him is 6, but that's mainly 6 fire galleys here. So he didn't produce a single unit on land yet, but we see he is going for the defense armor for archers.
Alright, so maybe we will see a lot of Cataphract from MbL. He's doing scale barding armor, and he is actually adding knights as well. I mean, I don't think Cataphract alone are that sensible, but either way, both players going to be Imperial very close together. MbL a little faster to imp, actually, as he hits that now. And in the meantime, Viper's got free fishing in the middle. And I'm interested to know why MbL might just ignore the fishing here and ignore the water control here.
Maybe he thought he didn't have the macro to control that. Maybe value it enough. In the long run, having farmers is more efficient than having bad fishing ship. So he maybe thought, okay, we are playing Byzantine, so we'll go to late Imperial Age anyways, and was thinking about the very long run. But for now, fishing ship are really boosting the Viper for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see that he does have a lot of extra food in the bank, even after completing chemistry, 2-man sword, crop rotation. More techs coming in for Viper than we can be said for MbL here. Both players are doing the chemistry tech, though, and I think that's obviously for the bombard cannons, which are very quick and versatile. And he's still not pushing in here on the right side, even though he could just go in. But he doesn't have that much army there anyway, so even if he were to go in, would he achieve all that much? I don't know. Viper preparing the archery ranges on the right side, obviously looking to get the defensive or the hand cannons out. And actually, a little fun fact for you. I don't know if you noticed, but Viper played as color 2 in the first game. He played as color 3 in the second game, and now he's playing as color 4 in the third game.
Oh, interesting.
Just something I noticed. And I wonder if this does go to game 4, will he play as color 5? I think he might. But anyway, Viper...
we should force him into a best of 9 then.
Yeah, we should. I need to know now. But yeah, Viper here, going to lose his villagers out here on the right side. Not a huge loss to take. He already has 120 of them at 17 minutes of game time. It's just a crazy map, throwing all the stats out of proportion. But yeah, going to be sort of sussed out. MbL knows what's going on, and he's also closed his wall up here as well, knowing that MbL just waltzed on in.
Viper now going for Cataphracts as well, and hand cannoneers. MbL just stays on Catters some nights, and seems like he, just stays on Catters. Interesting choice.
Yeah, Viper losing his castle here on this right side. The not the hand cannons, the bombard cannons from You know, I'm gonna stop talking now. I've cast too much today. It's too. Let me try that again. The bombard cannons from MbL taking out Viper's trebs, allowing him to win the treb war and take down the castle of the Viper. Sort of, nearly. It's being repaired, but he should be able to get it with one more shot. Can he get it? I think he's got it. No, it's not actually going down. No, Caster's curse.
Okay, trap going down, bombard cannon going down. We now see MbL going for Cavaliers. He already has a +4 defense. Now let's take a look. Knights are coming out. Obviously, Byzantines do, without bloodlines. So that's not the greatest thing. And the Viper, he should have the stronger army composition.
Yeah, he should, but MbL will clean up all of these hand cannons that came through there. And he's got a decent number of Cavalier out here with +4 defense already. Of course, the Byzantines do lack that all-important bloodlines, and they're also missing the +4 attack. So their Paladins are by far, in a way, like, you know, they're no good, basically. But I am getting, obviously, very tired, and I think I should let you do some more talking.
Okay, so the big thing is now, obviously, the Viper with only hand cannoneers, that's not a viable army combination. So therefore, he is now switching into some more halberdiers. But that means his overall pop 200 won't be that great. Halberdier hand cannoneers, nice kind of composition. But if we get to pop 200 and he's fighting off against Paladins, MbL is winning every fight. And as we said before, there's a lot of gold on the map. There are relics to be grabbed, and just look at the very north of the map. Look who's waiting for us there.
Oh, a Viper King?
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Yeah, that's the one from before.
Yeah,
he just clicked to the north
out
of the map. How did he get there? Through all the castles as well?
I don't know. We missed it. MbL missed it. Maybe he entered the Matrix and escaped. But, yeah, I mean, right now, there's such an abundance of gold. At the moment, most of the action is on the right. Both players content to just ignore the left side of the map, as they only have so many units. Nice bombard cannon shots from MbL there, hitting some grouped-up hand cannons. As you say, MbL is winning these fights quite nicely. Viper getting into a little nook here, making it a little more difficult as he starts to add some halberdier into the mix. MbL just continuing to add archery ranges on the right side, and no paladin upgrade from MbL, but at the moment he doesn't even feel like he needs the paladin upgrade right here. The Cavalier are doing just fine.
Yeah, not to take the fight in the long run, obviously better, but has something on his menu. Look at the left-hand side pawn. MbL is actually trying to relock here. Is going for skirmishes, is attacking at the left-hand side, and is trying to take water control at the same time. He's trying to fight on 3 fronts.
He's trying to do a little bit of everything, but he's broken through the fortified wall there. Viper does not seem to have reacted in any way. He will start to raid the villages on the stone. He has got some ranges down, so he can make some hand cannons to defend this. But yeah, there are a lot of fronts here, and MbL seems to be pushed back a little on the right because he just doesn't have the halberdier, anything to deal with the halberdier yet. He's working on thumb ring, he's working on bodkin arrow, he's going to start production, as you say, of skirmishers, while on the left side he's trying to go through with the cabs, and on the water, fire ships, of course, Byzantines.
And just look at that. The Viper has production facilities of all kinds on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side. MbL at the left-hand side at the moment only stables, and therefore he's so easily getting out-countered here. The Viper just needs to see, okay, what army are you going for? You're trying to build my castle. I will build the perfect counter unit. And KD, not in his favor, but cost efficiency, very much.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and MbL only has 2 stables over here anyway, so the production is much less in comparison to Viper as well. I am liking Viper's position a lot. He's broken through on the right side, and notice how MbL has no walls. If Viper wants to retreat, MbL has to break through the walls. If MbL is retreating, there's nothing to stop Viper from coming at him. So MbL really playing very open here. Against the walls of Viper, and on the left side it looks like he's lost that aggression there. On the right side he's been pushed off of the gold, and really maybe MbL again is overboomed, another case of overbooming, as he's at 156 villages right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And some dead army in the middle with the fire ships. Yeah, and he's freeing a lot of pop for the Viper now. I believe now, actually killing the fishing ship
It's a bad thing.
could benefit the Viper here, because that's dead pop for him at the moment.
Well, these fish are starting to run out, so the further away that Viper has to travel, the less effective these fishing ships are. And as you said earlier, at that point, farms are the better option. So by killing off the fishing ships, it's just giving Viper, okay, I'm going to relocate some villagers onto farms, or add villagers to farms, or, oh, I'm just going to keep making more military, and suddenly it's going to be like 60 military versus 38, and Viper will overwhelm MbL. I feel like that is the ultimate ending here. Let's see though, as Viper starts with the bombard towers, and this is a real pain now to deal with, because bombard towers usually are a bit of a pain to push back against anyway. They slow down the return push. Byzantine's bombard towers with the extra health making it that much harder.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, the Viper's tech is just so spread out. He just has all the options. Still going for cataphracts, has halberdiers, has hand cannoneers, bombard towers, bombard cannons, adding extra castles, now trying to go for some water defense. But just think about how much gold MbL now invested. Taking warship upgrade, taking fast fire ship, build roughly 10 fast fires. That would have been gold that I would have loved to see invested into paladins.
Yeah, also, I want to point out that, you know, the Byzantines have one of the most broad tech trees in the game. They're, you know, the jack of all trades, master of none. They get a little bit of everything, and keeping yourself versatile, keeping a mix of military production buildings available allows you to just throw out whatever counter units you really need. But don't you think now that MbL has the water control, he could consider going for some cannon galleons, for example? He could try and do damage from the water there. Or is that just too expensive?
It is super expensive, and what are you killing? Even if you kill a castle, what are you gaining? It's just so tough, and you need to really think about, where am I investing all my pop now? And I don't think that cannon gains are doing too much. They are very good if you have like a very stalemate game and you can control a lot of the map. But if he's having like 15 army on the water, that's 15 army that he does not have on the land.
That's very true. Don't you think at this stage MbL should delete his fast fires and just leave the water alone? It's a no man's land. Is he going to add some... Oh no, he actually is adding a cannon galleon. He's at least thinking it's worthwhile to do something with that. And you're right, I mean, what can he realistically do? He might kill a TC, he might prevent some farmers, but Viper can just move to the back of the map where he can't reach.
Well, actually, like, yeah, 1-2 is a great addition, and just annoy and force the enemy to lose maybe a castle and something, but I think he cannot overcommit. Most important thing is that the Viper cannot redock and just, like, with 3-4 fast fire ships, snipe those cannon galleons. That would be too bad for him.
Viper, though, is really falling behind in army count right now. MbL's pop blocked. Viper's at 170. MbL's pushing on the left side. Meanwhile, Viper's done Elite Cataphract, actually. It's an interesting choice here. Why do you think maybe Elite Cataphract instead of Paladin?
Well, they already have 3 castles. They're better against clumped up skirmishers, better against halberdiers, so those are the good options. Obviously, they're a bit weaker against potentially Arbalest, but no one is going for Arbalest.
Well, actually, they're only better against the clumped up units if they have researched Logistica, and I don't think Viper has done that. And I think Logistica's too expensive as well.
Yeah, it's incredibly expensive.
Oh no, but he's doing it. He's doing it.
Oh,
he's literally getting Logistica right now. So, all right, Viper's gonna go for Logistica, and he's thinking long term now. I think, you know, okay, Cataphract, Logistica, I can get in there and shock those grouped up units, perhaps.
And the casters.
Yeah, and the casters. Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, the Cataphracts are not as great against ranged units. They have less health, less armor. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but look at the army composition of MbL. Now very heavily onto... Yeah, not what we really want to see. He is losing one of his main gold spots. Didn't get any of the relics here. And, he's slowly running out of gold, which is quite surprising to me.
Viper, yeah, he's got 400 gold in the bank compared to MbL's 1,400. And bear in mind, he just spent all those resources on Elite Cataphract and Logistica. They are expensive, and I'm sorry I can't remember off the top of my head just how expensive they are, but I think combined they're more expensive than Researching Cavalier and Paladin. So, yeah, I mean, that's the case. I just don't know the exact amount. Either way, Viper here, still doing a good job on the right-hand side. He is at least holding the line. His Bombard Tower is taking a bit of damage, but his Bombard Cannon's taking out MbL's Trebuchets here and slowing his push. On the left side, MbL not really doing much over there either, because the Bombard Cannons, once again, are just too much of an obstacle, I think.
Yeah, Cannon Galleon's now really doing the great damage. Elite Cannon Galleon's not tagged yet. And losing some against the Catters here on the left-hand side. Most important thing is really, I believe MbL needs to push on this right-hand side. But with what army composition, really? Bombard towers there, Catters out, Bombard cannons as well.
Whoa.
You need to have mass resources there, or a lot of patience, traps, and castles.
Yeah, MbL on the right side has put like 4 castles here, and he's just making traps. Lots of traps. But I think it's very easy to sort of think, oh, there's so much gold, there's 3 times as much gold as a standard game. But suddenly the gold starts disappearing. You're like, oh, actually, gold is going to become a problem very quickly here.
Let's take a look. Market prices, food at the bottom, wood at 57 here. So both use the market quite heavily. Wood is still an option. And now we see the ram tech here for MbL. Maybe he's pushing because the army size on the right-hand side for Viper, not too big actually.
No, and I just want to point out, like, obviously Viper's going to do Logistica if he gets Cataphract. That's obvious. I'm just saying that the Cataphract upgrade is a lot more expensive than Paladin. And I don't know, I feel like the Paladins might be maybe a little better sometimes. But in this case, Viper will get a lot of value out of these Cataphracts, running them in and just killing off those skirmishers, using that blast damage to do so much bonus damage to the grouped up units.
Yeah, but skirms intentionally, like, or unintentionally actually, kind of avoiding that blast damage because they are running away trying to hit the Cataphract. So actually kind of sweet anti-move there. And right-hand side, both players not with the greatest of armies, kind of stalemate, left or water in the middle. Both kind of going for some fast fire ships. No big advantages, but MbL lost all his cannon guns, and that's what I said. If you go for them, you need to babysit them at all times.
Exactly, and he's lost most of that now on the water. Although actually, well, he's lost the cannon galleons. The fire galleys, fire ships, sorry, are still going strong. But I feel like the fight for the water is almost futile, really. You know, like, even with the cannon galleons, he's not achieving that much. And maybe the commitment to the land is where it's won or lost here.
Not 100% sure. It feels like the resources are a bit more important, but if like MbL would get all the water control, which Viper is kind of controlling quite nicely, or like preventing quite nicely, then it would be crucial. Let's take a look. Big run by on the left-hand side by the Viper. How much that does.
Oh yeah, that's what, 7 Cataphract looking to do some raiding in the back. The thing is, Cataphract are not the best raiding units. They have less health than the Paladin, they have less armor, and they die very quickly to castles and static defense like that. So, you know, maybe he'll get a couple of villas here or there, but it's nothing that MbL can't easily replenish. Meanwhile, on the right side, MbL is trying his best to take down these bombard cannon towers with his trebuchets, and Viper has actually now got more gold in the bank, so he should be able to keep making bombard cannons and dealing with these trebs bit by bit. On the left side as well, MbL is making a play with the capped rams, sending them forward to try and take down these bombards. I'm surprised to see MbL not making any bombards of his own.
Well, he did do some, but they're always getting raided down, and Cataphract's so good at sniping them down. Still having skirmishes to protect his bombard cannons. It is quite a tough spot, and the Viper's micro is so good on the right-hand side, sniping down 2 traps, soon to be 3.
Yeah, on the right side here, it's pretty painful, and Bombard cannons are just so good at doing that, right? I mean, you shoot, you move, you shoot, you move, and the Treb's just sitting there taking it. MbL, how is he going to break through here? How is he going to stop this? I think, you know, maybe some more Rams on the right side could be a good addition. Viper doesn't have many Cataphract here. On the left side, he's using the Rams very well, taking out the towers, or trying to at least, and getting them quite low as well.
Yeah, I feel for MbL at the side. He only now is picking up some relics. I would say that's a solid 30 minutes late. And look at the amount of Viper traps running forward here.
Yeah, but even with all those trebs, he's got to break down, what, 4 castles here on the right side? Byzantine castles, of course, with the extra health. And yeah, for now he's using them to take down the trebs. He's running everything on the right side, though, and this is looking very nice for Viper here, as he clearly has the superior army. Those Cataphracts really helping a lot in the front lines, obviously backed up by the Haubs, and using those trebs as well to snipe the trebs of MbL. But has MbL held on? I think he may have done.
It looks like it. 4 castles there, +3 attack, and they are throwing quite a lot of arrows. I believe Viper was overextending there. His army was more designed to slowly push, snipe castle after castle, but he just overcommitted. He didn't have enough Rams for such a kind of attack.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to this, like, MbL has Cataphract, right? He doesn't have the elite upgrade or Logistica. He's still kind of holding on versus these much more upgraded Cataphract from Viper here. So the skirmishes are working very well in this case. I think they're actually doing decent damage. You know, since they are massed up in quite large numbers. On the left side, he didn't take down any of the Bombard towers, but they are very low. Yeah,
oh god, they are burning heavily indeed. And yeah, I think the main thing on the right-hand side was, yeah, not really the skirmishers, but just the 4 castles there. They're doing so much damage. Yeah. Oh, MbL.
Oh, he's pushing out. He's going for the Bombard cannons with the skirms. Like, I actually think the skirmishers are doing a lot here, really. But I agree that the castles definitely helping with the units that come too far forward. On the right side, though, Viper's looking to loop round. He does take one of the castles there, as MbL is focusing in on trying to bring these Bombard towers down. Man, they are pesky, to say the least.
Oh, yeah. To play against Bombard cannons is so annoying. And, yeah, I know you love the Turks, so you have to know the value of them. And, yeah, they're the costliest game in the unit. But if microed correctly, they can be so deadly.
Yeah, now MbL has a problem here. He doesn't have enough units to support the skirmishers. There's a Ram, and there's also Onager coming in from Viper, so we could see some big shots coming in. In just a second, this Onager will shoot. The skirmishers are grouped quite loosely, so not doing a huge damage, but they are certainly doing damage over time, and, well, MbL might just lose his TC here. He does not really have enough to deal with the Rams, and I think that could be the decisive factor on this right-hand side.
And both players were at pop 200 all game long. Suddenly the Viper looking at 200 and MbL only 50 with 40 army, and that's basically all skirmishes. His army value is so much weaker than the Vipers.
Yes. Well, Viper, you mean, has much larger value in his army.
Yes.
Yes, he is very high in value, as especially with the gold value as well. You can see that 38% of Viper's army is gold value. Basically, MbL is on full trash right now. He's ran out of gold. If we look at the map, we can see there's a little bit of gold on the right side, and that's about it. The gold has officially run out, and that's a problem for both of these guys. But it won't be so much a problem for Viper, because if he does continue to push forward on the right side, he will wrest all control of this gold out here. And he can, well, he's already started taking that even.
Yeah, and sending some more villagers to the front is something I would love to see. There's still so much stone there in this very heavily fought for area. Only 60 gold for 100 stone though. And now the Cat is obviously getting stronger and stronger since the castles of MbL are dying.
Yeah, that is absolutely the case, as 3 of the 4 are now down. And there you go, Onager's here, both on very low health, but oh, he resigns just as they were shooting. There you go. MbL calling GG right there. He is beat on that right-hand side. Viper's onslaught, too much to handle. And I'm very curious to see how much gold was gathered by both players that game. I think both players mined out all of their gold, basically, apart from this one on the right side. And that could have been the pivotal gold that really allowed Viper to really gain momentum on the right-hand side here. So congratulations to the Viper. He gets himself a 3-0 victory over MbL. You were right in your prediction. I was right in my prediction. And we can all live happily ever after.
Yeah, expert cast is confirmed. And yeah, this right-hand side gold spot, it has more than 5k gold inside there. Probably the Viper eco could have been a bit better because he fought so much more cost efficiently, used the market a bit better, and yeah, walk me through the numbers.
Look at that gold collected. 8,000 additional gold. 3,000 of which, or 2,000 of which came from relic gold, but that means 6,000 gold must have come from somewhere. And I'm pretty sure it came from the ground and from the mines that Viper was able to secure. I think, how much gold do you think was in that gold mine on the right side, which MbL couldn't take?
Well, it's obviously like 7 tiles times 800 gold, but both got like very limited amount of it. So I think there still lies like 5k dead gold.
Yeah, and I think that's gold which, well, I don't know, maybe with the relic gold accounted for, MbL would have had a much closer gold count, but it was denied by Viper and his push. Viper, very different style to MbL there. You know, Viper was going for the elite cataphract, very, very large investment into that, and the bombard towers. Whereas MbL was much more focused on mass skirms, using the cheaper trash, and then saving that gold for siege units such as trebuchets and bombard cannons. No bombard towers in sight for MbL, and no upgrades to his cataphract either.
Yeah, it's just like... but it felt like he knew that this area is important. He was pushing there quite early.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe investing too much onto like ships as well. Think about it. Elite Cannon Galleon Tech did build like 5 Elite Cannon Galleons, did build like 15 fast fire ships as well. If you transition that into the Paladin upgrade and 10 to 15 more Paladins, maybe the right-hand side push works so much better.
Yeah, I really believe that Paladin would have been a nice choice for MbL that game, given that he had the base of Cavalier already. That worked really well for him. Maybe he could have pushed it some more. But either way, Viper gets the victory overall. He takes yet another championship. MbL finishes in a very honorable second place, his furthest or best performance so far in any escape event. And of course, in third position, we have Tato, taking home $250. So congratulations to all of these players, getting themselves some prize money, and not too bad for a weekend's worth of work. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. We had about 2,800 viewers at peak, which